Worker bee steps off the train onto the rainy platform edge, makes his way to the bus stop to make his way to his bed, but as he arrives, he wonders if the last bus has come through. As from over his shoulder he hears, "Yeah, mate, are you waiting for the 192? "I am," said the bee, "but I think it's come and gone away as the timetable's changed. It's a bank holiday." The conversation carried on. He was polite, and he was witty, not rude or crude, but a tacky type of funny with a touch of gritty. It turns out he only lived 2 streets away from B, so he kindly offered to pay for the taxi. A simple solution, a means to an end. Worker bee and bus stop boy soon became friends. 2 years later, B hears a buzz from his bookcase, picks up his phone to a text from his mate saying, "Yeah, pal, save the date. I've got another jazzy party for you to make. In just over 2 weeks, I'm going on an adventure. 3 months in America, so I'm saying bye as if forever." And Worker bee looks at his phone in despair. Yet another great night, and he couldn't be there. But there'll be more, he says to himself as he puts his phone back by his books on his shelf. 2 weeks and 2 days later, B wakes up, takes a breath, with his arms outstretched, lets his chest blow bellows and shakes off his rest. The sun beams in through a curtain undrawn, and while stifling a yawning, he prepares for the morning, takes a brush to his teeth and to his bedhead, long past forming. It's Tuesday. Blues. B checks the news, picks up his phone, sits down on his bed, and while staring at this thread, he freezes. And with tears in his eyes, he reads out with dread, "There's been a bomb in Manchester. 59 injured. 22 dead." But the purity of human kindness had shone bright. Hotels had opened their doors for refuge that night, and hundreds hadn't quite made it home yet, and people were searching all over the net. And staring up at him from this hazy blue screen, he read that bus stop boy was yet to be seen. "Has anybody seen him? Any word would be great. We're not worried yet. We're used to him coming home late." And within minutes, the news had spread thick all over the world. People were looking for this tacky type of funny with a touch of grit, from Manchester to Florida, from India to Brighton. But as time passed, B began to get frightened. No news, no word, no means to an end. He couldn't help but think about the worst for his friend, and it felt like the day swallowed him up. Time didn't exist. Food wouldn't sit. Every word that was said to him went in one ear and out the other, would exit, and 24 hours passed by. The very morning bus stop boy was due to be flying to the States across the sky. As B woke, he broke through his sleep, checked his phone, and choked. As he read out the words bus stop's little sister wrote, "Thank you for everything you've done to help us through. For searching, for sharing, doing all that you could do. With heavy hearts, it's now our job to break the news that our kid wasn't one of 59, but he was one of 22. And B's heart fell for his friend and the stupid, wasteful way his life had too soon come to end. But then these messages started rolling in. And even now, today, they are still rolling in, saying when he lived his life, he was always on a win. And he'd always make your plans, even if they're on a whim. And if your life was getting messy, he's the one to keep you trim. That any man would pale in comparison to him." And it wouldn't bring him back, but it did shed a light on just what it meant to live your life right. Bus stop boy lived his life to the infinite. His joy had no limit. If there was a moment, he was in it. From winning Come Dine With Me to his Deirdre Barlow tattoo. If that boy had a wish, he would follow it through. Always the centre of attention, but always there for you. He wouldn't let anything get between him and what he wanted to do. So what I'd really like to say is whatever's going on and whatever's in the way is do what makes you happy. Do what makes you laugh, because when the world goes to shit, it's the memories that will last. Don't look back in anger. Don't hold a grudge. Don't try too hard to be perfect. It's okay to make a smudge. And don't miss the party. Don't miss the opportunity when it's there. Something trivial like goodbye is worth so much more than you're aware. Because when it all boils down, you don't know how it's going to end. But you'll be all right if you've lived like Bus Stop Boy. Like Martyn Hett. The end.